Our tour now takes us up to the treetops, looking at the branches. With branches, we aim to keep complete and working code in the main branch, and code we're working on in feature branches. We've already talked about branches. Now we'll look a little deeper at how they fit into our commit process. Let's look at how to work with branches locally, ignoring the remote repository for a moment. When we create a repository, by default it creates the primary project branch, often called main. Here is the main branch with a commit. The code in our working folder matches the files in the most recent commit. We start on a project to update the style of the website. We want to ensure our work on this task is isolated from our existing code, so we create a branch from the main branch. Be sure to give the branch a clear name, identifying the purpose of the branch. Consider using the feature name or issue number. Before we start work on the branch, we switch to the branch, then make changes for our task. We modify one file, then stage and commit to the branch. At this point, one of our users reports a login issue. We have our style change partially complete, so we don't want to make our fix in that branch. We instead create another branch from the main branch. Since we create it from the main branch, the initial code for this new branch is a copy of the main branch code. It has none of our style changes. When we switch to that branch, our working folder reflects the code from that branch. We've basically reset our working folder to the code for the new branch. We then fix the login issue in this new branch, modifying one file and staging and committing the change. Is this process clear at this point? Because we've used branches, we can work on other issues as they come up, without it impacting the tasks that are in progress. Moving on, when our login fix is complete, we merge the login issue branch back into the main branch. The fix then becomes part of our main code. Once the branch is merged, we can delete it. Now we switch back to the styling change branch to finish our modifications. The code in our working folder is then automatically switched to the code from the last commit in that style change branch. We make more changes and stage and commit those changes. But wait, our main code branch now has our login fix, but our style change branch does not. At some point, before the style change task is merged, we need to pull in the login change from main. We merge the latest changes from our main branch into the style branch, resolving any merge conflicts. This creates another commit. Notice that our working folder now reflects both changes. When the styling change is complete, we merge that branch back into the main branch, and we can delete our styling branch. Now our main branch has all of our changes. Think of switching to a new branch as checking out the code for that branch into our working folder. The code comes from the latest commit to that branch. Using branches also adds a few more steps when syncing to a remote repository. Here again is our local main branch with its commit history, and our remote main branch with a copy of that commit history. We have a task, a new feature to implement and issue to fix, or a required change to the project. For example, implementing a recipe feedback feature. In the local repository, we create a branch for that task as an offshoot of the main branch. We then publish the branch to the remote repository, so the branch exists on both the local and remote repo. Anytime you want to work on a branch, switch to that branch. Switching to a branch checks out that branch, and the code in our working folder is automatically changed to the code from the latest commit on that branch. All commits then occur on that checked out branch. Add or edit files, stage, and commit to the local branch as usual. This commits the changes to the checked out branch. Continue to make changes and commits as desired. Before heading out to lunch or leaving for the day, we'll want to ensure our latest edits are saved to GitHub. So we synchronize changes with the remote repository by pushing the local branch to the remote repository branch. And if we're working with others on the branch, first pulling anyone else's change. We repeat this process until the task is complete. But when we're finished, we don't merge our local task branch into our local main branch. Instead, we do the merge in the remote repository. To merge our remote task branch into our remote main branch, we create a pull request, or PR. The pull request asks to merge the task branch into the main branch of the remote repository. When the pull request is approved, the branch is merged into the remote main branch. Then the task branch, our recipe feedback branch in this example, can be deleted. To get the changes into our local repository, we pull from GitHub to get the latest commits. We can then delete the local feedback branch. At this point, our local and remote repositories are in sync. We'll try out branching shortly. Note that most projects have their own specific process, requirements, and preferences for using branches, defining commits, and submitting and approving pull requests. Be sure to check the project documentation or with your collaborators before working on the project. So, we use a branch to isolate the work on a task, such as a feature, change, or issue. This keeps our main branch clear of partially complete or untested code. We can have any number of feature branches defined at any point in time. Be sure to switch to the appropriate branch before staging and committing. When the task is complete, create a pull request to merge the branch for that task into main. Branches are meant to be short-lived and are often deleted after merging. Now let's take our first steps with GitHub.